So somebody gets shot, I go to the hospital to see him, and then somebody else got killed. So I go to the funeral to see him. But
So someone have chance I go to the medical clinic to see him, and afterward, another person wound up dead. So I go to the burial service to see him, yet the person went to the medical clinic. Is the person that killed my companion. I'm going to the memorial service, for I'm at my companion. I'm crying that my companion is in this clinic he shot, and that is they realize I'm going to my companion memorial service. Yet he shot my companion, it's insane, squarely in the present video. We are revealing insight into Mike Tyson, denouncing Diddy with new proof in 2Pac's Dimas. Remember to buy into heavenly distinction, and snap on those notices to remain refreshed. 2Pac Shakur, otherwise called 2Pac, was an eminent American rapper and entertainer who was shot and killed in a hit-and-run assault in Las Vegas, Nevada, on September 13, 1996. He kicked the bucket 6 days after the fact at 25 years old. The homicide of 2Pac Shakur remains authoritatively perplexing, and it is one of the most renowned strange homicide cases throughout the entire existence of Hit Bounce. And the music business there have been various paranoid fears and reports encompassing his passing, yet nobody has been charged or sentenced. Regarding the homicide, 2Pac Shakur's homicide keeps on being a subject of interest and hypothesis, and it essentially affects the universe of hip jump and mainstream society. Numerous narratives, books, and articles have been expounded on his life and passing, and his inheritance as a powerful craftsman perseveres right up till now. Davis, a previous head of the Crips group, was authoritatively charged for his inclusion in the 1996 hit and run assault that brought about the disastrous demise of the persuasive rapper. On Las Vegas road, companions of the hip jump star have brought up issues about why it took such a long time to bring charges against Davis, thinking about that he had straightforwardly and over flaunted about his contribution in the wrongdoing in different mediums, including digital broadcast meetings. And surprisingly, through the distribution of a diary, Greg Kading, who had recently chipped away at the examination concerning Shakur's homicide, proposed that policing could have been to permit Davis to implicate himself further, as he over and over owned up to his association in the wrongdoing. Kading underlined that it wasn't only 2 or 3 confirmations. Rather, there was a huge gathering of various admissions made by Davis. The predominant discernment is that at this point it would be trying for him to guarantee that he was simply gloating or manufacturing the subtleties, declared Davis, who is presently 60 years of age. He has attested that as soon as 2009, he informed the police that he was available in the Cadillac, from which the lethal projectiles were released. In his 2019 journal, named Compton Road legend, Davis described, "They guaranteed me they would excuse the arraignment and had the great jury procedures on the off chance that I helped out them." Greg Kading, in concurrence with this record, expressed in a meeting with CNN, "We knew about Davis and his underlying admission to policing back to 2009. During that time, he owned up to his association in the homicide. Alongside the support of other C schemers, he had an appropriate understanding set up, keeping us from utilizing the data he gave against him anyway." He later began freely flaunting about his job in the homicide-provoking policing Las Vegas. To reconsider his assertions, at last his own confirmations prompted his capture and detainment. 2Pac Shakur, age 25 at the time, was going in a BMW driven by Death Row Records pioneer Moran Suge Knight as a component of a guard of roughly 10 vehicles, halted at a red light. It was during this second that a white Cadillac pulled up close to them, bringing about a hail of gunfire. Shakur experienced various discharge wounds in what was accepted to be reprisal for a past attack on Davis' nephew, Orlando Anderson, in a 2018 narrative. Davis had recently stated that he was available in the vehicle with Anderson and had passed him the deadly weapon before Anderson started shooting. Anderson and his uncle were related with the Southside Compton Crips, a Los Angeles road pack While 2Pac had affiliations with their opponents, the Bloods, as an update in the event that you're partaking in this video, kindly remember to buy into this feed for much greater superstar news. Unfortunately, Anderson was lethally shot in 1998, and Davis stayed one of the last enduring observers to 2Pac's murder. When he gave a record of the occasions in his 2019 journal in the diary, he thought of one of my partners from the rearward sitting arrangement, snatched the Glock, and began discharging back as the shots kept on being traded. I squatted down to abstain from getting hit following the declaration of charges on Friday. Moper, Shecker 2Pac's sibling, communicated in news. Country that there are as yet unanswered inquiries that request music goal in a meeting with the media source, he communicated his sentiments, expressing, "I'm to some degree shocked after such a long time of wrestling with his injury. I'm warily confident any type of responsibility is welcome as far as we're concerned." He further noticed this individual has been in the public eye, taking part in web recordings, giving meetings, showing up on YouTube, and in any event, writing a book policing, known about his association in the vehicle. For the whole 27 years, Mope Shecker underscored the waiting inquiries, including the expected association of co-conspirators, and the genuine rationale behind the homicide, expressing there are as yet unanswered inquiries, particularly in regards to likely plotters, and the real intention. I'm not completely specific what to honestly think that during a public interview hung on Friday, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Lieutenant Jason Johannesson referenced that Davis had additionally addressed different news sources and taken part in a Netflix narrative. He kept saying this resembled our last and open door to make a forward lead for this situation and effectively resolve it with a lawbreaker accusation. On Friday, boss representative, lead prosecutor Imprint Dia Camus portrayed Davis as the on-ground location commandant who had given the request for 2Pac Shecker's homicide policing, except that Davis procured the gun utilized in the firing from a nearby partner, yet they abstained from uncovering further subtleties, noticing that such data would arise during the preliminary. Sheriff Kevin McHale stressed that the case was progressing and that they were tenaciously attempting to fabricate areas of strength for a Nevada fabulous jury prosecuted Davis for the killing. In the wake of sitting for a long time, Davis was secured while going for a stroll close to his home. A Netflix narrative had recently ensnared Anderson as the shooter, with Anderson himself flaunting about his association in 2Pac's homicide in books and meetings. Davis' capture comes 2 months after the Las Vegas police directed a strike at his significant other's home on July 17th, looking for things connected with the homicide of 2Pac Shecker. During the pursuit of the property, specialists seized different things, including a few PCs, a mobile phone, a hard drive, an energy magazine, highlighting Shecker, a few 40-type slugs, 2 holders, with photos, and a duplicate of Davis journal sources, acquainted with the examination, uncovered back in August, that manslaughter analysts were having a hopeful outlook on the chance of acquiring charges. The case they unveiled that the lead prosecutor's office was planning to put forth their viewpoint to a terrific jury. The earlier month, a lawbreaker case was expected to be documented soon, and they were thinking about seeking after a first-degree murder accusation against Keft. As per Nevada regulation, Metro police agents painstakingly gauge their choices prior to continuing with the case, completely mindful of the critical consideration it would draw in universally. They knew that the world would watch, assuming they made any move against Davis. A source expressed they were resolved not to commit any errors. One more source brought up that Davis' public explanations had placed him in huge lawful risk. It's dubious what Davis could do next. Maybe he'll endeavor to arrange a supplication bargain. The investigation on the head prosecutor and police division will be exceptional. 2Pac Shecker, selected for a Grammy grant multiple times, is generally viewed as one of the most powerful and section-style rappers throughout the entire existence of the class. During that period, 2Pac Shecker was taking part in Warmed Fuel with his rap rival Biggie Smalls, otherwise called the famous bag, unfortunately Biggie Smalls, was lethally shot in Walk 1997. At the time, the two rappers were entangled in the East Coast-West Coast competition, which was an unmistakable and characterizing part of the hip jump scene. In the mid-1990s, Shecker had blamed Biggie Smalls and Diddy Combs of being associated with one more shooting episode that happened in 1994. In this prior assault, Shaker was shot in an in-campaign and supported serious wounds, yet figured out how to endure. He openly embroiled both Big Deal and Diddy brushes in association with the attack. Assuming you partook in this video, try to buy into this feed, like the video, and watch this one too.